Hi, it's Katie from Elevated Aura with a Cancer Summer Solstice update for you. So during the week of June 18th through the 25th, we're experiencing an energetic reset. This energetic reset is coming after the Supermoon in Sagittarius that we had earlier this month. And the summer solstice is when the sun moves into the sign of Cancer. So there's this light energy that's flowing to the earth at an increased rate because the amount of light and darkness is about equal on the solstice. So there's this sense of balance between our masculine and our feminine energies. Now, this light descending upon the earth is coming in at such a strong rate, and it's carried further by the trade winds. And so there's little cracks forming in the surface of the earth right now, which means more crystalline light energy is able to flow through into your human body more so than like that dense, heavy carbon energy, more light than normal. So this light energy helps us awaken, it helps us learn, grow, improve, realize things. And as this crystalline energy is intensifying, we might feel inspired to take a risk, to step into our courage, to be brave, to initiate something new, or begin a new episode in life. Now, the newness, this energy from the solstice energy, is largely coming from Mars conjunct Jupiter in Aries. So as the sun enters Cancer in the Northern Hemisphere, Mars will be conjunct Jupiter in Aries. So look to see where Aries is in your chart for the best idea as to what area of your life is the newness will be most felt. Now, look at your chart, see which house Aries rules in your chart. If you are not in Aries rising, you want to look at what zodiac rules your first house, because the first house is the natural house of Aries. So there might be a particular energy flavoring coming from that. So you also want to look and see what is the natural ruler of the house that you do have Aries in, because again, there's going to be a specific kind of flavoring to that energy. You also want to look and see where is Mars in your natal chart, because Mars is the natural ruler of Aries. So where's Mars? That is going to give you further insight as to what area of your life might be activated. If you have a journal or if you have social media posts that you can go look back on, it might not be a bad idea to look at what was going on in your life around the second half of 2010 and even January 2011, because a similar theme is going to be emerging now. Now, the Cancer summer solstice will bring a new energy with it, but it's not the Cancer new moon. There'll be an additional fresh start, additional new energy coming in with the Cancer new moon on June 28th. So that new moon will be at 7 degrees, 22 minutes of Cancer on June 28th at 7:51 p.m. Pacific. Now, the emotional energy of Cancer is active now with the summer solstice, and the solstice specifically is inviting us to ask ourselves about our feelings of safety and where do we draw our sense of safety from? Is it within or is it some sort of external thing? During this solstice energy, there's a lot of forward momentum and movement. Like I mentioned, Jupiter and Mars are in Aries, so there's this perfect combination for movement, for getting shit done. But Cancer energy is very emotional. So Cancer, like Pisces and Scorpio, these are the water signs. But unlike Pisces, which is very obviously emotional, it's fish in water, Cancer and Scorpio are a little bit more protective of their emotions and their vulnerabilities. So Cancer, like the crab symbol that Cancer is represented by, Cancer is this energy that has a very tough outer shell. It puts on a tough appearance. It has that stiff, tough upper lip. But under the surface, there's a river of emotions flowing. And that is Cancer energy. It's very much like its namesake, the crab, in that Cancer energy is all about that tough outer shell protecting the soft heart. So with humans, we don't always expose our true heart, our true feelings, our vulnerabilities. And so sometimes we get triggered. Someone accidentally presses on the bruises on our hearts and it just sends us into a tailspin. So this is a time energetically when we are being asked to master our overreactions. To see if we can remind ourselves of our magic, our sense of safety from within. So during the next few weeks, really push yourself to see if you can take a pause, take a breath before responding, and ask yourself, what is the story that I'm telling myself? What in me invited this to be? If you can, try not to surrender to your primal gut reaction, because it's a gift to yourself to give yourself a moment to figure out, how do I want to respond? How do I want to move forward from a place of love? And actually, does there even need to be a response at all? So in that sense, we're really being invited to find that our sense of safety, our feeling of safety, is very much so related to our home life, our family life, and related activities like cooking, gardening, very Cancerian type activities. Now, you may be prone to emotional fluctuations at this time. So this is why I said it's not a bad idea to really work on responding and not reacting to things, to really give yourself a gift of inner peace. Now, our perception of the world can be very subjective, and because this veil is so thin right now, as we're kind of shifting the light and darkness, so as we're shifting between hemispheres and worlds, the power of the sun, power of the moon, there's also this collective mass clearing of traumas and fears as we prepare for New Earth in 2027. So between 2022 and 2024, there's a lot of stuff bubbling up to the surface. We have the North Node in Taurus, we have the South Node in Scorpio. So there's issues being raised left and right related to money, sex, food, secrets. And 2022 is a year in which we're being asked to embrace our challenges, embrace our fears. And it's like our ego and our most vulnerable self are taking us all for a ride in this fun house of mirrors or something. And for a long time, it's felt very real. We didn't know how to get out. We didn't know if we could take a breath, but this is what the solstice energy is inviting us to do. It's inviting us to take a breath in this fun house, to remember it's not real. It's all in our imagination, and that we will get out of this soup at one point. We can relax and we can try to just laugh at all of the warped images that our mind tries to convince us are real. But like I said, Cancer is very emotional. It's also very nurturing. It's very maternal. But there's a shadow side to that energy, which is Capricorn energy. So bossy, very top-down, power and control type energy. And this shadow side of Cancer energy, the Capricorn energy, is going to be very active. It's going to be active on the back burner for the next 3 months or so because Pluto is in Capricorn. We also have Mars energizing Eris. Eris is the goddess who says everyone needs to be heard and included because she was the goddess. She was the only one who was not invited to a wedding at Mount Olympus. So Eris is this energy that says nobody will be left out. Everyone will be heard. And Eris and Pluto are running a square and have been running square since 2020. That square is going to end in October 2022. So you can see really there's a sense that we had to create something new in order to move forward successfully and bring everyone along for the ride. So I hope this helps you find some peace and validation during this time of healing, growth, and transformation. Remember, kindness starts within. If we were all going to focus inward and be kind to ourselves before we started worrying about being kind to anyone else, this world would truly be such a different place. Now, if you want a more personalized natal chart reading, or if you want to work one-on-one with me to heal from toxic relationships or narcissistic abuse, you can schedule an appointment with me at elevatedaura.com. I also have some more energy updates for you on the elevatedaura.com blog.